Yo,
Yo.
how do I sound?
Okay, I should be in here. Yeah, I think I am.
Alright, we on? I think we might be on. Sweet. Hey, everybody. I am Kosmic. I'm here with Supersonic. He's going to help me commentate.
Hello.
And this is Super Mario Bros. 2, or you might know it by Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Basically, the Super Mario Bros. 2 that Japan got, and we are playing it on original hardware, which is the Famicom Disk System. I know today it's all NES games, and this is just an extension of the Japanese NES. So we're still fitting the theme. We're playing the FDS version. It's going to be awesome.
I'm ready for this, dude.
All right.
It's going to be a good run.
Okay, let's do this thing. Oh, did we lose Supersonic? I think he's back.
No, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
Cool. Let's go. I'm gonna start right now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey. And we're off.
All right.
Okay, so 1-1. Not your typical 1-1 like we have in SMB1. This is a SMB2J. And as you can see, it looks a little more difficult compared to the original version because there are like pipe jumps that need to be done and avoiding enemies. There was a bit of a slip up there, but he actually played it up pretty well. So
Yeah, there's this frame perfect jump you can do going under that Koopa, which I decided not to. And then it kind of messed up the level, so there was a Piranha Plant where it shouldn't have been. But that's okay. Moving on, not a big deal.
yes, and normally you can have up to 4 enemies on screen. Otherwise, it would despawn like some enemies like that are upcoming. They do fix that in the All Stars version because of more memory. So there are like more enemies on screen compared to this version.
1, 2, the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Oh. Dang. Tried to go for a flagpole glitch. I was running it a few more times. Unfortunately, it messed up the time I finished with, so we're gonna get some fireworks. We're celebrating out here for this awesome marathon.
Yeah, so the way how fireworks work in this game is whenever you have the same number at the end of your coin count with the end of your timer, if it's odd, you'll get 3 fireworks. If it's even, you'll get 6. If you have multiples of 11 and you get the same last digit of your timer, you'll get a 1-up plus that amount of fireworks as well.
Yeah, and I've been running the Super Nintendo version of this, the All-Stars version, for like a good while now, so any mistake I make, we're just gonna blame on that.
Yes, definitely blame it on All Stars because that is the inferior version of this. This is the superior one, by the way. Okay, what he tried to go for there was a fast grab and then a jump buffer out of the power-up animation. Just slightly missed that, but it's okay. He has fire now.
And there's really small differences, like I said, between the original version and Super Nintendo. Like, Bowser is a lot harder. There's enemies that'll spawn differently, and yeah, it might mess me up somewhere. Might see me backwards jump to a flagpole when I shouldn't, because that's an All-Stars thing, but hopefully the run goes pretty smoothly. We're just going to try and hold on to the fire flower as long as we can.
Yes, and as also when you notice when he shot down Bowser, it does take 5 fireballs. Like, pretty much the same as SMB1 to kill Bowser, to pretty much reveal the culprit that is behind the costume, so to speak.
Oh, I did it. See? The backwards jump. It's in my muscle memory, because that saves time on Super Nintendo, but not this version.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mario doesn't go to the right side of the pole when he turns right like that. Alright, so we got 2-2. This level can be somewhat scary depending on the situation. You can go for a wall jump, which is probably the riskiest thing you can go for. Or there is this other thing you can do is where you jump off that block, what he just did, hit that corner of the invisible block, and then just retain your momentum to shoot the Koopa and then go back, and then just jump across. And there goes the backwards jump again.
Dude, I was just warming up and I didn't do it at all. But now that we're relying really heavily on muscle memory right now, and it's coming coming in strong and hot. Coming in hot.
Oh man. Alright, so now we got these glorious cheeps in 2-3 that are apparently jumping out of the sky since there isn't any water to see. Alright, so we got 2-4 coming up. He's going to go for a clip here. Let's see if he can get it.
No clip, but that's okay. That one doesn't save too much time. Some of the later ones save more.
Yeah. It just looks pretty neat, and then like when he comes out of the wall, he can actually shoot one of the Koopas to despawn the fire bar. A pretty nifty thing. And there we go. We just see Bowser again, just for a little bit. Got shot down again with 5 more fireballs. Heading into World 3 now. Okay, so we 3-1. Let's see. There are actually invisible blocks between those gaps.
That Bullendale does not shoot on All-Stars ever. So that really freaked me out.
That was really close. And there's also the introduction to green springs as well. What it does is when you jump off a green spring, it'll send you up into the sky for like a few seconds. Pretty much like an elevated jump. But yeah, as I was mentioning earlier with those invisible blocks, Mario can actually fall through those gaps, while in the All-Stars version, he cannot. He can just run straight across them. Alright, heading into our first water level here. You're going to see a lot of cheeps and bloopers. Woo, close call. There is a piece of coral that was sticking on the ceiling there. That is not there in the All-Stars version. So there's going to be like a lot of things that like we'll be comparing it to All-Stars in this run. All right, 310 is not bad.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, he's gonna aim to do that flagpole glitch. I think there's a couple more opportunities you can do that.
Yeah, like anytime I come out of a pipe to the end of the level.
Yeah. Okay, 3-3, we got these treetops here. Snowy treetops. Okay, so just gotta make sure that the coin count isn't at a 1 here.
Yeah,
so
I was sitting there staring at my coin count. If anyone's ever tried to do math and speedrun at the same time, it's impossible. I'm like adding up my coins.
Alright, 3-4, this is a maze level. In this version, the correct route is the very bottom, so Mario has to like slide under. Oh.
Thankfully, I reacted super fast.
Yeah, I just saw that like on the.
All right.
Oh my god.
A little sloppy, but we have the flower.
Hey, you still have fire.
Once you lose the flower, things go downhill very quickly. So, yeah.
Okay, 4-1. I know what you're thinking. This is probably the most freest
Jump.
Just like in SMB1. But it does introduce these red piranha plants now, which pretty much doesn't really care where you stand, whether it's next to the pipe or even just close to the proximity of where it comes up. So that's going to be shown from here on out throughout the rest of the. Alright, so we got 4-2 coming up. There's a couple of these bullet bill cannons in the beginning. Usually... Okay, that one... Yeah, sometimes they'll shoot like right away, but others they won't. But if you have like 3 bullet bills coming from the right side, it can actually despawn the spring that Kosmic just passed. It's pretty interesting. And very nicely avoiding the bros. Oh, I see Big John in the chat there. Okay, so 4-3, there can be a very gnarly bill coming up right here. Thankfully, he wasn't in a... Okay, that one was. The second one was pretty close.
Yeah, that low one's kind of scary, but if it's that low on the next bill, it's really bad. So it's better to get it earlier than at the next part.
Yeah, it's always going to be like 4 bills shooting as long as you keep moving. So thankfully he didn't get any of the bad patterns, except for that second one. That was a little sketchy, but as he said, it was early on, so... Okay, we did see him get the pixel there when going for the clip. Very close again. And this Bowser can be... Oh.
Yeah, Podoboos jump way lower on FDS version. They're always jumping like clear through the ceiling on All-Stars, so... Still not used to these low ones. It's okay, I can get fire back in 5-2 really quickly. And here we have the glorious FDS loading times.
Now we wait for approximately 7 seconds, I think, right?
Yeah. I'm jealous of other FDS games that say wait on the loading screen. I wish.
This one should have had wait on it. Okay, so pretty much we are at the halfway point of the run. It did seem like that he was at the end of the level, but I think 5-1 is one of the longest levels in this version. Or in this game, rather.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I did remain a little quiet there because I was wanting him to go for that super jump. So if you like jump off the Koopa at a specific spot, Mario will pretty much be shot up into the air. So he didn't have to uncover the invisible blocks to traverse up to the ceiling. Alright, so now we're in 5-2. He's going to get fire back here. There you go. 2 quick power-ups. Alright, pretty nice level overall. And he gets the flagpole glitch, very nice.
We did it. There is kind of a cool
Third time's
trick.
a charm.
There's kind of a cool trick you could do at the end of that level, but I was worried I'd mess it up, so I didn't go for it. I gave you a different cool trick instead. Wow. Dude, I've done that like three times in my life. I couldn't do that on purpose. Gosh dang it.
5-3 is a pretty rough level. If you don't go into that pipe, it'll just keep on looping like forever until you eventually go into that pipe. And there are no checkpoints in this level, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I should have waited. Being small here is like the worst thing you can possibly have.
Yeah, as we can see, he's back to the start of the level here.
Shoot. There it is. It's just bad because now they're in different spots, and there's a chance this platform despawns over here. Okay, it didn't despawn, so we're fine.
Okay, thankfully it didn't.
That's why you don't want to slow down. But if you don't and you're small Mario, you can't really do anything about some of the bullet bills. It's okay. Moving on.
Yep,
You guys
ending
can
to
see
5-4.
why Lost Levels is pretty brutal.
It's a very scary game for sure. I will say, I think this is where All-Stars would pretty much be more preferred because of the Podoboost jumping like really sky high. But even with that, it's still not that bad of a stage. Alright, cool.
Next place to get power-ups is in 6-3. 6-2 and 6-1 aren't too different without Fire Flower, so that'll be okay.
Alright, people, don't blink, okay? You're gonna see something cool here.
Ooh. It's so cool, I wanted to show it to you twice. I'm actually gonna die on purpose to get more lives now.
Yeah. Okay, so he died there intentionally just so he could go back to the beginning of 6-1 to regain his 3 lives. Now, the thing is, if he were to die, like, let's say 6-3, for example, and he game overs there, it'll send him back to 6-1, and the All-Stars version will have you continue at that level where you last died on. So, another advantage for All-Stars, but still, this version is so much better. But yeah, in case you guys missed the magic trick once, you saw it again.
Yeah, basically that clip, well, magicians should never reveal their secrets, but I do think it's kind of fascinating how it works, so this one time we're making an exception. But there's an invisible block next to that pipe, and this game works the way a lot of NES games work, where you get inside the wall and then you can kind of just, you know, zip through the rest of it. And since you jump where an invisible block is, it thinks you're already in the wall, so you can just keep running on through it.
Yeah, there is also another way you can do the clip in the All-Stars version. I think it's with Big Mario. You just kind of do a duck jump right into the invisible block and you can actually clip through, but it actually looks a little slower, I believe.
Yeah, it's a little slower.
Yeah.
It's like 2 game seconds slower.
Alright, so 6-3, this is another cheap level. He does have the opportunity to get fire back here for 6-4.
Provided the cheaps aren't terrible right here. Alright, hopefully we should be good.
Yeah, they were nice to you there. Sometimes the cheaps can pop out of nowhere from underneath. And even when you grab the mushroom or the flower, like, you'll just instantly lose it if they're like right by your side.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a manipulation in this level where I'll slow down. That'll make this big fire bar get out of my way later in the level. Oh, man. Dang it.
Oh!
Yeah. Sometimes you fail to duck jump and then Mario hits his head and you go flying. Now I'm Small Mario, which I'm not used to being, so I'm gonna make mistakes. We're just gonna try and get to 7-1.
Yeah, and then refill lives again. And yes, this is another maze level. So you go the bottom route for the first one, but he kind of does a little bit of a wraparound when he was Big Mario to just pretty much get through the fire bar faster. And there was that manip that he did for that big fire bar. Instead of just waiting for it, he can just go right through. Made out of 6-4, so we're good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna refill on lives again in 7-1. It's too bad. See, once you lose the fire flower, it just all starts going downhill. But I'll get it back in 7-2, and then we'll be on our way. I really want to keep it into 8-1, because there's a super cool trick I can do there.
It's okay. He's a trained professional. He knows what he's doing.
Got a nice little wall jump there.
Ooh, that was pretty sweet.
I'm gonna grab this star because as Small Mario, there's this really awful part over here.
Yeah, because sometimes the bros will not be bros, so it's just nice to have a star as a backup. Just to get through that particular spot where the bro was with the Koopa. I think there was a name for that. It's like a Brupa or something like that. I forget.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. But yeah, sometimes the Hammer Brother and the Koopa cannot cooperate, so usually the hammers will just be in the way of your jumping trajectory. So here are in 7-2, which is pretty similar to 5-3, where it's pretty much a loop around, in case you missed the pipe entry. But it does give you fire, so that's a good thing.
There's a lot of well-hidden power-ups in this game. I just wanted to show off where all of them were.
Yeah, this game is full of surprises, especially with warp zones, which obviously we're not taking, but there are some warp zones that'll take you backwards into the game. So there is a warp zone in World 3, for example. It'll take you back to World 1. So this game can troll you pretty hard. So now we're in the infamous 7-3 here. A lot of open area. It pretty much calls death for anywhere. So just got to make sure to land on those green, the green springs there. And while the wind is carrying you too, so it's just hazard after hazard in this stage. Got a 318 though, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was like faster than world record. We're doing some good stuff.
Yep.
Oh, dang it. I got like none of the clips, unfortunately. I can still get one over here, actually.
Yeah, I think you have a couple more chances. Yeah, 7-4 is like one of those slightly difficult castle stages.
Dang it.
Especially with this counterclockwise fire bar in Bowser's Lair right here. But it was no problem. And that was the last of the imposter Bowsers. So we got one more world to go.
I'm going to try and do a super cool trick at the beginning here of 8-1. Probably the coolest trick in the run. Whoops. Dude, hit the piranha. Alright.
Piranha just,
there it is.
He was just being...
Gosh dang it. That's actually why the hitboxes are bigger on the Piranha Plants in the All-Stars version, but that actually makes the game easier, because it's easier to shoot them when you have fire. But yeah.
So what we saw there was a wrong warp. This only works in warpless. You cannot do this in any percent. So what Kosmic did there, he clipped through an upside down upside down pipe, and the lip of the pipe, you can actually enter in there. So the game pretty much takes you forward into the level, just kind of preventing you from going through the Hammer Bro Gauntlet and all the other shenanigans that happens in the level. And as we can see with 8-2, he climbed the vine there. It is just like 7-2 and 5-3. It's going to be a loop around. So you have to like find the hidden vine block, which I'm sure a lot of us did not find when we played this game casually. I feel like this 8-3 is a lot easier than SMB1. But that could be just me, though.
Yeah, the ending's a lot easier. I was, like, racking my brain to remember how to play that level. It's so different.
And that was not a mirage. He actually did walk on 2 blocks there. In the All-Stars version, you have to uncover one or both of them in order to get through. Just a little neat tidbit there.
Oh, yeah, this Potaboo is way different.
Alright, so we got the final stage, 8-4. So he does that duck swim there just to avoid the Piranha Plant, as well as make his hitbox in half. Although he cannot shoot fire while he's in that state. And then there's a little mini maze right before that gigantic fire bar.
Alright. One more cool trick, and then we're at the end.
And All-Stars can't do this one. Or can it?
Nope. Cannot.
Yeah, we just passed Bruce, by the way. That's the fake Bowser.
Oh. Stop, timer.
That was like a 24-22, I think.
Dude, it refuses. Whatever. Timer won't stop. Anyway, 24 something or other. Yeah. We had some good levels. We had some levels that were pretty rough. The Lost Levels does its thing and likes to be really brutal, but hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you can see past a few of the the bigger mistakes to see the potential of this really cool speedrun. A lot of really cool strats and type platforming.
Now we see these toes just kind of floating around here. Check out those eyes. Look at Princess Toadstool's eyes. They're like sky blue, and they're just staring into your soul.
Yeah, and this fanfare is really cool because it uses the FDS's extended sound channels.
Yeah. It doesn't have that if you use the Power Pack or the EverDrive.
Alright, I'm seeing if we have time to play World 9. I'm not sure.
Oh, looks like you got the green light.
Right, cool. So we're gonna play World 9. You can only play this world if you beat the game warpless. And so, yeah, it looks pretty crazy, the color palettes and everything. And you only have one life. If you die, it's game over. But yeah, this is probably a rare thing to see, like original hardware, FDS version, and beating the game warpless, since it's a really hard game. So, rare treat to see this crazy looking World 9.
It's like we're swimming in the sky right here. All these enemies are just nonchalantly acting normal.
Took a little inspiration from SMB1 Minus World or something.
Yeah. But they do call this fantasy world, so it's pretty much make-believe, quote-unquote.
Yeah. Let's try Fantasy World with one game.
Yeah, even though that Lucky 2 is chasing him, like, where he throws the Spinies, it's not gonna hit Mario at all. He's just trying his hardest.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and do
Mario's swim speed. Oh,
just get a cool glitch on the flagpole. I did it. So
hey!
now I don't have to walk to the castle. It just instantly triggers the countdown because I like clipped into the base of the flag.
So that is called full flagpole glitch. So it's kind of like the properties of bullet bill glitch, but you don't enter the castle. It'll just start the countdown right away.
Right.
The other flagpole glitch is just clipping into the block and grabbing the flag, and the flag doesn't come down. So
I wanted to show this because it's really weird. You're supposed to climb the vine to come up here, but you can go in the pipe and it like wrong warps you up here. It's like, I don't know why they allowed that.
It's so strange.
Also, you can come up here and run right over Doug, our favorite Bowser rendition.
Yep, that's the president of Nintendo right now, Doug Bowser.
We've got Bruce, we've got Doug, and we've got Bowser.
Alright, then we got the final level of World 9 here.
Mm-hmm. There's a very carefully hidden secret. See if you can spot it. Oh, I got a flagpole glitch.
That works out. And that says arigato in Japanese. So thank you.
Yep.
And since he finished 9-4, it's going to loop back to 9-1, so he has to take an intentional death to end the game.
Yeah, and get another thank you screen. I'm officially a super player. It's official. Nintendo says so.
There you have it, folks. We have a super player in your presence.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone who's putting on Retrothon. Thanks everyone who's watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stick around because we got some more super good runs coming up.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
See ya.